I recognize the member from Guelph.
Thank you, Speaker. I'm rising to speak to the time allocation motion on Bill 218. And one of the things I find so offensive about Bill 218 is the government is using the heavy hand of big government to take away a democratic right from local municipalities by taking away their right to rank ballots. And now with this time allocation motion, they're actually going to limit public hearings to basically 15 people over 6 hours. And so, Speaker, I remember the day that the ranked ballot legislation passed in this House. I was here. I was sitting up in the gallery right up there, and this place was packed full of citizens who wanted the democratic right to a ranked ballot. And now it's being yanked away from them by this government, and not even having the courtesy or the decency of having public hearings so all those people who filled these galleries could actually come and be heard. And quite frankly, I think we need that kind of public consultation because the government members seem very confused about what even ranked ballots are. They keep trying to compare it to proportional representation. I want to be clear with the members opposite. Ranked ballots are not proportional representation. If we were talking about, I want proportional representation way more than ranked ballots. I would want proportional representation. So I think we need some committee hearings on this bill so the members opposite actually understand what ranked ballots are. So maybe if we had more than 6 hours of public hearings, they would have a better understanding of what it is. The members opposite are comparing this to the 2007 referendum. So let's look at the public consultation that happened in 2007. 104 people participated as a part of the Citizens' Assembly. They spent 30 hours a month working on it. They held 41 public consultations. 3,000 people in this province gave deputations orally, and 2,152 gave written submissions. And this government is saying 15 people can come in over 6 hours and give input onto this bill. It's wrong. I find it offensive that the government keeps trying to put a price tag on it. The price of the fixed cost of bringing in ranked ballots for the City of London is 10 cents an elector. The public consultation costs increased it to $2 per voter. That's the part that the government is taking away, the public consultation process part of it. So, Speaker, I find it offensive that the government would actually put a price tag on democracy in such a way. I think 10 cents is worth improving local democracy, and I think if we had proper public hearings on this bill, that's what person after person would say at committee. I also find it outrageous that people who lost loved ones, the almost 2,000 people we've lost in long-term care, those folks won't have an opportunity to talk about how their access to justice is being taken away. I want to just read a quote from Kathy Parks, who lost her father in long-term care. And this is what she said about Bill 218. It's, quote, another kick them when you're down moment. It makes me feel like his death was just another number, another statistic, and it means absolutely nothing. I'm sure Kathy and numerous other Ontarians who lost their loved ones in the first wave of COVID would like to come to committee and talk about how Bill 218 takes their access to justice away from them. But, Speaker, unfortunately, they probably won't have time because this bill is being time allocated and we're only having 6 hours of public hearing. Speaker, that's wrong. It's why I'll be voting against this time allocation motion. It's why I'll be voting against Bill 218. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. Further debate?